What's going on, everybody? So today we've got some more work on the Telecaster with no neck pickup, or the under pickguard pickup, and we'll see what happens there. Also, I want to introduce you to another brand new project that you have not seen yet. If you've been on Patreon, I've been posting a couple of little teasers about it. But we're going to get a couple of these guitar projects going. This is a little different style video than we normally do, but I want to share the process on a daily basis, what we do, whether we're winding pickups, whether we're shooting videos, whether we're building stuff. Check this sweet pickup out that's in the pickup vault right now. Telecaster, tortoiseshell top, pretty sweet. Anyway, let's check it out. All right, so I went out to the garage. I didn't film this part because set up and tear down and all that, but basically took the neck off the guitar, and you can see that I just, as Chris at Texas Toast would say, deepened it just a little bit so that we could get this pickup to go all the way in there. It was only, I don't know, not that much deeper actually. So now it's going to fit in there. Once I pull the wire all in, it's going to fit in there, and it's going to fit nice and tight against the pick guard. I'll probably put a little bit of foam in there to keep it, or as Chris would say, foam in there. I'm using a lot of Texas Toast references because this is a Texas Toast guitar. So for those of you that watch both channels, you'll recognize that. Anyway, so here you go. This is going to be right there. And it doesn't look like it fits all the way in there right now, but it does, because I kind of want it to fit tight against the pick guard, if that makes sense. I'm not going to allow the pick guard to be sticking up or anything, but I kind of want it to be tight in there. And then we're going to pull this pickup out, and I think we're going to put one of these tort pickups in there because just for fun, because it's cool. And I know that Doug, the guy that owns this guitar, likes that kind of stuff. He likes crazy tortoiseshell stuff. So we're going to do that. And then what I thought would be cool, because here's the thing, okay? We are trying to pull off an under pickguard pickup. And no matter what we do, it isn't going to be a real like, I can probably make this thing work, but, and we're going to find out, we're going to test it, but I also know that it's not going to be a legit tele pickup. Like it's just not, because when you think about, well, anyway, let's get into that in a minute. But let me show you this. So I got this four-way. This is one of our four-way setups. So this is it's going to have neck, middle, bridge, and series. So I thought that would be kind of fun to kind of exploit this pickup to give it probably a unique sound. I'm really excited to do that. So we're going to go four-way, under pick guard, and then this. I'm just waiting for the wax to heat up, and then we'll be able to do it. But let's talk about why this won't actually ever sound like a tele pickup. Okay, and this is an interesting conversation to have, because a lot of folks, we hear this all the time, like, I want to have this pickup sound exactly like this one, right? I call them compromise pickups. So you'll have, the most basic example would be a noiseless Telecaster pickup or a noiseless Stratocaster pickup, right? The other possibility would be something like, I want a P90 that fits in a particular other sort of, like in a Tele or a Strat or a whatever. The thing is that we know from making pickups, right, that there's a few things that go into the overall setup of making a pickup. And a couple of them are, well, let me just grab one real quick. Let's talk about what makes a difference and what doesn't. Obviously, we've got an acrylic top here and some kind of cool green sparkle. The material of the bobbin's not going to make much difference at all. That's not a big deal. However, the thickness of the material can, because if we change the height of the pickup, if we change the length of the pickup, if we change the width of the pickup this way Okay, if we change the gauge of the wire, if we change the thickness of the insulation on the wire, if we change the strength of the magnet, if we change the diameter of the magnet, or if we change the length of the magnet, all of those things matter. And once you do that in any one way, it's sort of all of these aspects pull on each other, okay? And you can say, well, if I do a little less of this and a little more than that of this, then I'll end up in the same net result. But the problem is that most of the time that is not possible because of physical constraints. So in the situation where we have a Telecaster pickup in the neck position of this here Telecaster, the distance between the string and the pickup is going to be fixed, right? So it's going to be fixed at, what did we say in the last video, somewhere around 1/2 of an inch away from the strings. So that means that because of the way a magnet decays, we need to pick a different style magnet. Immediately, once we pick a different style magnet, the inductance properties of that pickup, that finished coil and magnet combination, are going to be different than this. So already we've got a massive factor that cannot really be compensated for. So we can add winds, reduce winds, we could probably aim for it, right? We could probably get there, sort of. But once we start messing with the physical characteristics of the coil, and even if, so let's say, even if we were able to get the inductance numbers exactly the same, that still doesn't account for the distance between the string and the pickup. The way magnets work, obviously we have the decay of the magnet is like exponential, right? I showed you that in the last video. So these are all things that can't really be fully compensated for. So anytime you change the dimension of a pickup, let me grab another one. So this is another Texas Toast guitar. This is my Texas Toast Icon, and we've got one of our Enduro pickups in here. And a lot of folks will say, well, is that a humbucker sized P90? And I'm like, no, it's just kind of a big single coil. Does it have the same sort of overall dimensions? Yes, but I would never claim that it sounds exactly like a P90 because the physical dimensions of the coil will not allow it. Even if we change the magnet type and we make it exactly like a P90, the physical dimensions of the coil are a little bit different, therefore it will not sound exactly like a P90. Now, you might say, yeah, but this brand of pickups makes a so-and-so sized pickup that sounds exactly like this other one. They may do that. However, if you really look at the fundamental tone of the original pickup design, it is not the same. There will be compromises. There will be most of the time, it's, for example, a noiseless pickup. It's usually compromises in the high frequency side of the thing. And that's just because of the physics of the way the pickup works, right? So the more winds you put on something, it's just a thing that happens. The higher wire gauge you go, 43, 44, it's just a thing that happens that cannot be avoided. So can you get close? Yes. But will you ever get exact? No. So when we go into a crazy project like this, it's one of those kind of handicaps that you sort of have to give it and be like, okay, instead of saying, I want to make this thing sound exactly like a legit vintage Tele, we're going to shoot for as close as we can, and we're going to get a sound that is good, that is cool. And then when you pick up this guitar and play it, you know what you're expecting. You know you're not expecting an American Vintage 2 Telecaster. You know you're not expecting a Tele with a normal set of one of my pickups in it. You're expecting its own animal. That's kind of like this pickup right here. When you pick this guitar up, that's why I love it in this guitar, because there's so many different variables about this guitar that you don't know what to expect, and then you just enjoy it. Letting each individual pickup design be what they are, to me, is what we do here. I don't like to have, you'll see on my channel and on our dilettantone.com, we typically don't make pickups that this one sounds like this other one, or this one fits in this hole and sounds exactly like that other one. I never make those claims because it's just really not possible. I would not want to build that expectation into a product and then miss it, right? So there you go. Little spiel on that, because I think it's really important, especially going into a project like this, that whatever result we get, we want it to be good and it's going to be fun. But is it going to be an American Vintage 2 Tele? No. All right, so I have it basically back together. So I got to do a little more testing and stuff, but I guess in the next video we will hear what this thing sounds like. Before I let you go, I want to show you something else, another project that I've got going. I've had these parts sitting around for a while, and now it's time to do something with them, but I kind of want to get your input on it. So get in the comments and let me show you. Hey, what you doing? What? Where's your ball? Go get your ball. No, don't barking. Okay, so what we've got going is I have this black telly body. I've had it sitting here for a long time. And I've never done anything with it. It's buffed perfectly beautifully. It's ready to go. Ready to do something fun with. And so the other day, excuse me, buddy, I bought this here, maple neck with a rosewood fretboard. So we're gonna put this together. I've also got somewhere over here, let's see, in the drawer full of parts, I've got a bridge. So we'll throw that in there. So we'll put a telly pickup in it. Let's see, it's routed for a single, but you know, have router will mess around. So I don't know what we're gonna do. You know, we do all this stuff with the laser and a bunch of crazy fun things. So what should we do with it? Give me your input in the comments. We're gonna do a video about fret leveling and all that stuff, because this neck is going to need to be gone through. Even though it's new, it's still going to need to be gone through. And then of course we're going to wind some pickups for it. We're going to put it all together, and of course I will document as much of it as I can as we go. But this is a pretty cool, this will be nice, right? I don't know what we'll do with it when we're done. Probably sell it to somebody, because somebody will want it, because it's going to be an awesome guitar. But anyway, there it is. Let me know. What do you think we should do with it? Obviously, we'll have a bunch of videos with, you know, we'll cut a nut for it, and we'll do the fret work, and we'll, you know, all that stuff as we go along. But this is another project that I've got going right now. I know these videos are a little different in style than what we normally do, but I want to actually do some stuff. Instead of just talking about doing stuff, you know, Dylan Talks Tone, obviously, but I think doing things, you know, as we go, and coming up with ideas as we go, and sharing the process with you is a little bit more fun. So maybe they won't get as many views, I'm sure, because it's not as searchable or whatever. I don't really care. This is kind of fun. I also have another really crazy project coming up that I can't tell you about yet. We should know about that sometime next week. So there you go. Make sure you check out Dylan Talks Tone. The weekly drops are pretty sweet. If you've not seen them, go to Dylan Talks Tone, click on the pickup vault under Saturday drop. We got some pretty neat custom stuff, like what's in this guitar over here that I showed you today. So check that out. And then also check out the other links in the description, because that it's how this channel keeps going. Thanks for hanging out. We'll see you in the next video.